Here comes Peter Cottontail,
Hopping down the bunny trail.
down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity Easter's on its way. Aislinn got a toy like that. Oh, we're live. Hey guys.
Hi.
Sorry if you heard us
Singing.
It's fine. We're here. Oh, sorry guys. Once you get on, make sure you comment and say hello and tell us who's watching, because we're excited to know who's here. And I'm going to share the post real quick. Watch us! Exclamation mark. Hannah Ike. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Once you get on, say who's watching. Hi, Nevaeh. It's great to see your name. You know, one day we'll get to see everyone in-house, and we'll hang out, and we'll have like a giant party with probably lots of candy and stuff, because I have lots of candy right now. I have a whole back room of the church full of candy that I can't wait to give out for prizes. And hey, Jamie. Sorry, Jamie's there too, obviously. Jamie is Nevaeh's mom, typing for Nevaeh. Okay, guys, so today, if you could go anywhere on vacation, anywhere in the entire world, where would you go? If you could go to any place, anywhere, where would that place be, Miss Hannah?
Oh, that's hard. I feel like I would go to Brazil.
Why would you go to Brazil?
I don't know. I've always wanted to go there. I tried to learn Portuguese before.
Portuguese is a fun language.
Yeah, it's really close to Spanish. So while I was learning Spanish in school and learning Portuguese out of school, it was really difficult to tell the difference.
I can imagine. Hey, Dylan, it's good to see you on here, buddy. Good afternoon, Sandy. I would love to go. Well, hold on. I've already been to the Dominican Republic. I love it there. I probably actually would go to Italy, because I feel like Italy has a lot of really, really good food. And like, if I'm going to go somewhere, I want to go somewhere where I can eat a lot of really delicious food.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, Morgan family. All right, guys. So if you could go on vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go? Jamie says that she would go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Ooh. Is Disneyland in California, or is that Disney World?
I think Disneyland is in California. Disney World is in Florida.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But
Someone correct us, because I was at the one in Florida, so I've been there once. A while ago. Wow.
Ooh.
We just got a whole bunch brighter.
Ooh.
Thank you, Pastor Kevin. You make us look so good on stage. Appreciate that. You know, the perfect lighting at the perfect angle, you know, it makes us. So wait, does anyone know which is in Florida? Is Disney World in Florida? Or is Disneyland? Because we don't know, because I don't. Disney World is in Florida. Thank you, Pastor Kevin from the back. So I've been to Disney World. I would actually also like to go to Disneyland. Who else, guys? Other people watching, log on, comment, and say where you would go on vacation if you could go anywhere in the world. Seth, where would you go on vacation if you could? Hawaii. Why? Mr. Seth wants to go to Hawaii to see volcanoes. Jose, I miss you. I miss you, sir. Let's see. World is in Florida. Thank you, Ange Morgan. Ange would go to Germany or Italy. Yes, Miss Charmaine, I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad you're joining us. Where would you go on vacation, Miss Charmaine? We appreciate you being here, because sometimes no one else talks to us, and we just look at a computer screen that's got our faces on us, and it's always really great. Mr. David, where would you go on vacation? Ooh, Legoland in Denmark. Where's your home country? He's German. That's so cool. So Germany or Denmark to go to Legoland. That sounds like a lot of fun. Mr. Chase, where would you go on vacation? Washington, D.C. That's a really fun place. I've been there a few times.
Me too.
Because I was homeschooled. And when you're homeschooled, you go on educational vacations all of the time. Yep, Mr. Ben from the back said yep. So, like, when I was homeschooled, we went to Washington, D.C., and we went to, like, literally every monument, and we looked at all of the pictures in every museum, and it was really exciting. But, you know, by, like, day 2, I was kind of just over it, and I'm like, oh, look, another building that old people used to live in.
Yeah.
But now that I think back on it, I loved it, and I wish I could go back.
Yeah. I always thought it was really frustrating whenever we went to Washington, D.C., because I used to go with my family every once in a while, because my dad reads every single sign, like every single one. And if you know my dad, you know that's very typical of him.
I can see him walking through the museum reading everything. But,
Every single plaque.
Hannah, did you read this one?
Yeah, and then he like goes back, and when we're like, Dad, come on, let's go. He's like, do you know what this is? I don't think you do.
I don't think you understand. A president sat in that chair. Let's see, Miss Charmaine said that she would go to Africa, Brazil, Hawaii, London, Paris. Apparently, Miss Charmaine is just going to become like a world traveler and go see all of the sites for us. That sounds perfect to me. Like, that's what I would do. I would just go hit all the world. You know, like in Aladdin on the magic carpet ride, how like they see like all 7 wonders of the world in like 3 minutes. I wish that was real, because I would love to go see like the pyramids in Egypt, and then like the Eiffel Tower and the Great Wall of China, you know. And if I had to sing while being on a carpet, I would totally do it too. Just, you know. Aladdin was my favorite Disney movie growing up, guys, in case you didn't know. I actually thought I was Aladdin for a little bit. Turns out I'm not, because
That's so disappointing.
I was born in the wrong country, so praise God for that. Anyway, the memory verse for the week, Mr. Ben, if we could put that up in a second. There it is. So it says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And that's found in Joshua 1:9. I've gotten 1 or 2 responses from that, guys. So if you send in that video to the HisKidz page or to my personal page, I can get it. I can give your guys' team extra points. I'll be adding some more challenges. Actually, today is Thursday. That means last week's scavenger hunt is over. Wow. My bad, guys. I'm starting a brand new scavenger hunt this afternoon after we get off the live. I'll post on the HisKidz page. This week has gotten away from me. I am really, really sorry.
It all went by really fast. I don't blame you.
It really did. I've been bagging up thousands of Easter eggs and tying them in little bundles and stuff. So I do apologize, because I should have had that ready for you guys today, but I don't, because of Easter eggs. But I mean, Easter's kind of important too, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Easter, we're going to finish the Bible story that we had yesterday. So yesterday, we talked about how Jesus rode into Jerusalem, and everyone was yelling and waving palm branches and laying their coats down because the king was finally in Jerusalem, right? And then some people got really, really upset that he was there. And then he got put on trial before Pilate. And Pilate said, well, if y'all want the robber and the murderer to be released and not Jesus, I'll give you this criminal. So then Pilate, he released the man named Barabbas, who is a known bad guy. Like, this dude was real bad. Like, real bad. He would probably have to, like, live in the middle of the woods now, way far away from people, or he'd be in prison for life here. Like, that's how bad of a dude he was. But everyone's like, no, we'd rather have that guy than Jesus. So let's find our place here. So the people were all yelling, crucify him, crucify him. And did you know that crucifixion is the worst possible way to die back in the Bible times? It was reserved for, what's the word I'm looking for? Thieves and robbers and bad people. It was the only way that people would die. And because it was embarrassing, because you were beat up and then you were hung on a cross for the whole world to see, and you're just left hanging there. which is really, really sad. So it was an embarrassing way to die because it stripped you of all your humanity. So it says the soldiers of the governor took Jesus and gathered the whole Roman cohort around him. And they stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him, and they twisted together a crown of thorns. So what this says, they took off all his normal clothes, so he was basically just in his underwear. And then they took thorns. Have you guys ever touched a rose and it pricked you and you started bleeding? Well, these thorns were longer than that, and they twisted it into a crown and shoved it on his head. So he started bleeding from his head, and there was blood running down because that's how much it hurt. And then it says they put a scarlet robe on him, and then they would spit on him and punch him and hit him with sticks. And they're all saying, "Hail, King of the Jews," in a joking manner, because they all were making fun of Jesus for being who he was, because they didn't understand that he was the Son of God. They just thought he was a crazy person pretending to be a king when he wasn't a king. So they spat on him, they hit him with sticks, they called him names, they made fun of him for being a king, and then they made him carry this really, really heavy cross up a hill to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. This is the place where they would hang and crucify all of the bad guys. So then they laid him down on the cross, and they laid his arms out like this. You guys have all seen a cross where Jesus is like this, right? They laid him like that, and they put nails in his wrists and nails in his feet, and then they hung him up. They put the cross up, and when you were like that, that means when your arms are outstretched wide like that, you would drop down and you wouldn't be able to breathe. So when you're crucified, it's suffocation. So it makes it really, really hard to do anything. So not only is it embarrassing and really, really, really painful, you just stop breathing. And this, like I said, this was reserved. This way of killing was reserved for the worst type of people. But yet Jesus went through it just for you guys and just for me and just for Miss Hannah and everyone in the world, because he loves us. So then we went down, and they put a sign above his head that said, "This is Jesus, King of the Jews." And then on either side of him were two robbers. So one on his right and one on his left. And people passing by were still shouting things at Jesus, making fun of him, calling him names again. And it was just really, really sad. And then Jesus, he looked up at God and said, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And then he said he was really thirsty. So someone went and got him a sponge, but they put sour drink on it. And when he went to drink it, it was nasty because, again, they were still making fun of Jesus the whole time. Even though he was in a lot of pain and he was dying, people were still making fun of him because he loved us so much. Again, Jesus did all of this because he loves us and wants us to join him in heaven. So then Jesus cried out again with a loud voice. And when he yelled, he yielded his spirit up to God, saying, "Okay, Dad, this is for you. I'm doing this because we love our friends." When he did this, the veil in the temple was split in half. And that was almost impossible to do because it was so thick and so strong that no one could just walk up there with a knife and cut it in half. This would have to be a supernatural thing that happened to split that veil in half. And then when Jesus had died, like when he officially died, the veil of the temple, like I said, was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook and rocks were split, tombs were open, and many bodies of the saints that had fallen were raised. So when Jesus died, people came back from the dead. Isn't that cool? Because that's the power of God that was within him, that he had the power to do all this. And then people around him understood that he was the Son of God just because of the way he died. Then, after he died, a man named Joseph, he had a tomb. on his land that he said, here, give me the body of Jesus, and I will lay the body of Jesus in this tomb. And so the Roman centurions agreed, and they put Jesus in the tomb, and they put a big stone right in front of it, so big that it took multiple men to move it. So this was a big, 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 big stone. It took like 6 or 7 really jacked dudes to roll this thing out of the way. Can you imagine 6 guys having to push one thing out of the way? That must be pretty big. So then, so Joseph came and he put the body of Jesus in the tomb. And then they closed the tomb and they put guards there. They put guards right in front of the tomb. So this was to avoid and make sure that no one came and tried to steal the body of Jesus. So then, here we are. Then 3 days later, some women, some of Jesus' friends, Mary Magdalene, and I believe the other one's name was Mary. Yeah, so Mary Magdalene and the other Mary, they went up to the tomb because in this day and age, it was customary to put oils and some spices on the body to help prepare the body for death. But because Jesus died in such a way, they weren't able to do it at the right time. So they were going to go up the day after and put oils and stuff on him to help keep the body preserved for death. But when they got there, guess what?
Was he gone?
He was gone. The stone was rolled away. The body wasn't there, and there was an angel there. There was an angel at the tomb, and she said, "Why do you search for the living among the dead?" So 3 days later, after Jesus died, he came back to life, and he wasn't in the tomb anymore. He was alive. He was out working. He was visiting people. He was showing them that Jesus is alive, that God is real, that all the prophecies that were put into place came true through Jesus. So now, Jesus is here, he's alive, he's risen, and Mary Magdalene went out and they told everybody, they're like, guys, guess what? Jesus is alive. Jesus is here, he's alive. Jesus even showed up at people's houses. He's like, guess what, guys? I'm back. I'm back from the dead, just the way the prophet said. Isn't that exciting? Then Jesus told us that we were to go into the world and baptize people in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and tell everyone the good news about Jesus and how much he loves them. Isn't that great?
That's awesome.
I think it's so cool that Jesus loved us so, so much that he wanted to come down to earth, live life as a human, and then he would die and take the punishment of the sin that we all have, because we're born into sin. Our bodies only know how to be mean and how to be bad because we were born into sin. But since Jesus came and he died on the cross to save us from our sins, we can live a holy and a happy life just because he loved us and took our punishment. Isn't that great?
That's so great.
I'm so thankful for Jesus. And this Sunday, that's what we celebrate. We celebrate the day that Jesus came back to life to live, to show us that we have power, that we have the ability and the authority to walk in perfect peace and salvation and obedience to Jesus. I'm so thankful for the resurrection of Jesus. And you guys should be too, because it's a giant day. We just get to celebrate the goodness of God and the love that he has for us. I'm really excited, and I've probably said that too many times today, but this is one of my favorite stories because it shows the power that Jesus had to come back from the dead. Cool. So, if you guys want to read that story with your parents, it's found in Matthew, starting in about chapter 21. Yep. It starts in about 21, goes all the way through 28. There's some parables in there, which are really good to read. So parents, maybe you should take some time and read over the whole thing this weekend and help answer your kids' questions so they can understand more of the story of Jesus. There's so many really good things between Matthew 21 and Matthew 28. Just read that as a family, and it'll be really great. Now, my friends, we are going to make some elephant toothpaste because why not? Because we like to have a party. So we're going to move over here. I will bring this over this way. And I'll set this down right here for now. Miss Anna will have to move that in a minute. So, guys, as you can see over here, are we on? Okay. We have some Dawn dish detergent. We have some hydrogen peroxide. In this cup here, I have some yeast. You can't really see it in there, but I promise it's there. We have some warm water, a funnel, food coloring, and a measuring cup. And this really cool, awesome display because we have a bottle on top of Easter eggs. And I mean, aren't Easter eggs just exciting?
Yes, so
Because,
exciting.
Usually inside Easter eggs, there's a whole bunch of candy. So, first things first, inside the water bottle, Miss Hannah, will you put a half cup of hydrogen peroxide? I will hold your microphone. Now, guys, we're going to do our best to make this work. Sometimes it works out really great. Sometimes it doesn't. But, hey, we're here to have fun. And, if we embarrass ourselves in the meantime, that's the best part of having fun. Ooh, 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 ooh. There you go. I should have gotten us a shorter table, but it's okay.
It's fine.
We're going to, like I said, it's going to be fun. What color should we dye this? I need some colors. I have red, green, yellow, and blue, or I can mix some. Liam, Noah, what color should I make this? Purple. So red and blue? Cool. We'll do red and blue. All right. Now there's your microphone back, Miss Hannah. Now we need 1 squirt of Dawn dish soap in there. Let's see here. Just put a good old squirt in there. I don't know. Try a little more. Okay. It's supposed to be... That's fine. This should be great. Now, let's put in some food coloring.
Do you want to take
Yep.
my mic?
I'll put the mic right over here for right now. And again, I really hope this is going to work, because if not, this is going to be really embarrassing in front of all these kids, but it's fine. Let's see here. Put the water in. That should be enough. I'll stir it. Now you put the water with the yeast to make sure it's all nice and stirred. It says warm water, but my water kind of got cold in the middle of my talk, so it's okay. Again, who knows what's going to happen. It's probably just going to make a mess, and that's the best part, is making messes. As long as you clean it up, as long as you have fun. I will post this recipe thing that I found, so there, and you guys can do it at home. All right. That looks pretty stirred. We'll move this stuff out of the way in case it does work the correct way. All right. Here's your microphone, Miss Hannah. Okay, so I'm going to dump the water in, and then after the water dumps in, Miss Hannah, you're going to remove the funnel.
Got it.
Okay?
Yes.
We got a nice angle. Here we go. And let it all go through. Here we go. All right. Oop, it looks like it's going to work. I think we did it right, Hannah. Now, this is an explode. Ooh, there it goes.
Wow.
And we made a mess. Look at us, guys. We did it. Look at that. It's just moving perfectly. All this is just a whole bunch of soap. Just bubbles everywhere. It looks just like toothpaste, but it's not toothpaste, because if you put this in your mouth, you would probably choke and have to cough because it's
soap.
Soap. Wow. Look at us, Hannah. We did something right. Good job. So, guys, there is your elephant toothpaste as it makes a mess everywhere.
Just slides down
It's just
our
sliding.
table.
Honestly, if anything, it's going to clean everything. Because,
There we
again,
go. Yeah.
it's soap. Isn't soap great? We love soap. Awesome. So, there's our, not as exciting as I was hoping it was going to be, but it's okay. If I can find better hydrogen peroxide for next week, maybe we can make some explosives happen. Because sometimes when you do this, it goes everywhere, and it like gets in the ceiling, and it gets on the floor, and it gets on your cat. If you have a cat,
maybe your small dog.
maybe a small dog, or your little brother or sister. You know, whatever works. We're here for it. So, well, guys, that is what we have for you today. We love you. We are praying for you. Happy Easter. Go ahead, read the Easter story with your family. Read it with your parents. Draw a picture. Remember the Easter art challenge we're having. I posted that on our page last night. I got some responses already. I will need those responses by tomorrow so I can post them, so I can get stuff going. Mr. Ben, if you could bring that back up, the Easter challenge project thing. There it is. So you guys can paint, draw, build, or create anything to do with the resurrection of Jesus. We just read the whole story. There's lots of parts. There's the Jesus on the cross. There's Jesus not in the tomb. There is, Jesus with a cross. You can do an empty tomb with an angel saying, "Why are you looking for dead people when Jesus is alive?" It's going to be really, really cool. Take a picture. Send it to me. You can send it via Facebook. You can text it to me. You can send it to the HisKidz page. I just need pictures of it, but I need a child's name, age, and the church they attend so I can post it. So I can say, "This is Hannah. She's 12, and she goes to His Tabernacle." Miss Hannah's not 12, guys. She's like 18. It's fine. So you say all those things. I will post it on the His Tabernacle page, and we can get some votes. The top 3 people with the most votes will win. And I promise you're going to want to win because it's going to be some good prizes. There may be like a gift card to go to like Walmart. There may be a gift card to go to like to Sweet Frog. I don't know. It's going to be a good prize because if you're going to do something, you got to have a really good prize. And I promise you guys are going to want this prize. So please send in your submissions. I'll repost that challenge page so you guys are able to find it again. But the more pictures, the better, because the more fun we get to have with you guys is the best. But we love you guys. We're praying for you guys. We will see you hopefully really, really, really soon. Happy Easter, and I love you. Goodbye.